I decided to make a mob vote video just like everybody else. During this video, I'll first cover the current mob vote, then old mob votes, and then the sentiment over mob votes. The three mob vote mobs this year are crab, armadillo, and penguin. Now, the crab, its basics are it'll spawn in the mangrove swamp and drop a claw that extends block placement reach. It will also wave at the player and most likely be able to walk up walls. Now, with speculation, the crab claw might allow you to break blocks and attack at an extended range, which would be nice. It is unclear how you would use it exactly, but most likely it would go in your offhand. It may possibly have a durability, although I find it unlikely, and it wouldn't matter that much anyway, because it probably wouldn't be too hard to make a farm for crabs. Now, the armadillo, it would spawn in warm biomes, or at the very least the savanna, and would roll up into a ball for protection when frightened. More importantly, it would drop scoots to create wolf armor. We don't know how well the armor would work, or how easy it would be to make, but it would probably be farmable, and make your wolves more powerful, obviously. Wolves are also easily breedable. You could easily have a pile of wolves at home and take only like 10 or so on your adventures and suit them up, and they would last a lot longer. I don't know why I don't do that now, but I should probably start doing that. And I don't really know whether I prefer the crab or the armadillo more, but then there's the penguin. First off, it would swim very well, but not be able to walk very well. They would also be able to speed up by boats. I think this is by far the worst option. They're all cute, and I don't particularly prefer how any of them look, but the boat speed is kind of useless. Boats are already plenty fast, and stony shores are rare, and the penguin probably wouldn't follow you, or at least not very well. And the speed boost might be a little bit nice, but most likely an insignificant amount. And as for ice boats, as everyone always argues, even if it does work, ice boats are already more than fast enough. And adding penguins to the highway would probably be just as difficult as, say, a Dolphin's Grace Soul Speed highway, which is already far faster. It's just not that worth it when the other two mobs have unique uses that we don't have in the game yet. So, now I'll go on to the old mob votes and explain more about those. So, I believe that when they added the Phantom, I know everybody hates the Phantom, I do too, although not quite as much as most people. It was probably the best option, as A and D would not have been fun. They probably would have ruined the game even more than the Phantom did, and probably have been more common. Now, Mob C, which is the Great Hunger, would probably have been fun, but the Phantom Membrane was added with the Phantom, which is fairly useful for slow-falling potions and to repair Elytra. But the next mob vote is the Chinese mob vote, which gave us the panda. I'm not really too sad about it. I didn't want a pink dolphin anyway. Then there's the 2020 mob vote. This one didn't turn out so good. Iceologer was probably the best choice, but the glow squid ended up winning, possibly due to Dream. And the appeal was it would be a glowing mob, which it wasn't, and I didn't really care whether it glowed or not. I do like the glow insects, though. Those are fun to mess around with. Then, the 2021 mob vote was, it was fine. Like, the ally won. It should have. The copper golem would have been nice. The glare was completely worthless. I don't think they really had an idea of what to put there. But Then we move on to the 2022 mob vote. I did not like the result of the 2022 mob vote. We got the worthless garbage known as the sniffer, which there is one reason I wanted the sniffer, and it was to add more suspicious stew effects. There are no more suspicious stew effects. They just gave them the same effects as other flowers that are already in the game, and as everybody knows now, the sniffer was not worth it. The tough golem would have been fine, but the rascal would have been great and was what I voted for. As well as adding a mini-game to the base game, it would potentially give you useful stuff in the mine. I want to express my great distaste to everyone who says the rascal just gives you an enchanted iron pickaxe. Even though it was almost certainly going to be a loot table, they also confirmed a pickaxe would not be the only thing he gave. If you look at the second trailer, right here, it shows him giving an iron shovel. Doesn't help my case very much, but it does mean that it wouldn't have only dropped a pickaxe, like everyone seems to assume. Nowadays, the mob vote has turned into a toxic event. While it is partially Mojang's fault, it is almost entirely the community that ruins them. Let's start with the most common complaint. Why can't they just add all 3 mobs? I feel like it would not be very good if they added all 3 mobs. It would remove the hype from the mob vote, and potentially add more worthless features, while taking away time from making real ones. Mojang doesn't just randomly release things the community doesn't want. The mob vote is a way to test the entire community, regardless of circumstances. Anyone with Minecraft can vote. There's also a fact that Mojang cannot produce a lot quickly. Most people say modders can add way more in just a day. There's 2 main reasons modders are faster. First is they don't really have to deal with bugs, because they're just making a quick little mod and they can always fix them easily later. The second is that they don't have to deal with the problem of having a massive team run by a massive corporation, as well as the massive chain of command provided by Microsoft, which slows down idea implementation and gaining of ideas. The coders have to make sure all their work doesn't break everyone else's code. who have a decent idea of what is behind coding, can tell you that coding with someone else makes things a lot harder, as it is easy to break someone else's code, especially when you are not coding exactly on the same version. I believe the mob vote has potential to be great, but due to a toxic community who would rather throw hate than realize how great they have it, they may need to stop these events. It would make me sad, but some measures are required for fans that don't appreciate what they have. We have to realize we paid for this game once. We didn't get extra paid battle passes. We get semi-constant full content updates. Mojang doesn't need to support mainline Minecraft anymore. It probably would be more profitable to only add things to Minecraft Marketplace and more spin-offs. We have it great. And I want to say thank you to all Mojang's employees who work on this great game and have to survive the community and how they speak to them.